After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 473. Today is Tuesday, October 5th, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I want to welcome you all to Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad that you found us. We hope you find something that you like and you will return. Please feel free to subscribe. And I'll talk about more of that later. If you are returning, we're always glad to see you here. If you are new or returning and in the shadows, we'd love to have you join us officially. You can just press the little subscribe button on your right and hit the little bell that there's like different options for how often you want to be notified. So you know when we're podcasting and we've put up a podcast. And if you want to take part in all the alongs and the camaraderie and all that kind of thing, that happens at our homepage, which is phnpodcast@freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. It's a little description box, okay? Let's see. That was pretty fast, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Did I forget something?
Ouch, not that I know of.
Okay.
Sorry, my foot's cramping.
How many projects do you have?
I have 12.
Okay, so you go first.
Yes, sorry, my foot's cramping. I had to grab this from you. Mm-hmm. We are having Stroop Club. This time we did get the gluten-free one. And it's traditional caramel. It is dairy-free. So, I feel like the texture is better with the gluten-free one. Mm. The other one was really crumbly.
We said that when I made my pumpkin bread that I usually make, and gluten-free.
Yeah, I like this texture a lot better than the other Stroop Club. And then we
make stuff.
Yes. Went to Adagio, saw that I can create cheese.
Okay, explain what Adagio is.
Adagio is, I consider it kind of like a big box tea place.
Medium box.
Yeah. Where they're
kind of like a Miss Babs in yarn.
Right, because they aren't quite as small as something like Andy, where it feels like it's very personalized and all that, but they're not as big as, they don't make me think of like, I don't know.
Lipton?
Yeah, something like that.
Or even something like Tivana before.
That's what I was actually going to say was Tivana.
Yeah.
But one of the things Adagio has is you can create blends. So this is Good King's Wenceslas. And this is the sample size. Man, did you put it back in the thing?
I did.
Why did you do that?
Because I'm brilliant. Sorry about the crinkling. Okay, here's mine.
So,
that's Ty's ornament on there.
Yes. And this has in it, it's got a chocolate honeybush tea with cranberries, orange, and blood orange, and cinnamon. Mm-hmm.
This is amazing.
We'll see if now it's cooled a little bit.
And in case we're not making ourselves clear, this is something she put together.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can taste it a little bit better now.
I helped. A little bit. It's very good.
Yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. I think for myself, I might need to put a little bit more of the tea leaves in because I don't have a very good sense of taste. But I can actually taste it, which is good.
And this can be found on Adagio if you want to you want to try it.
There's multiple sizes.
It's called Good King Wenceslas.
Yes. So, cheers.
We both have it. And we both have our mugs about the oboes.
Yes, this is what my head looks like.
Mm-hmm. This is what my daughter's head looks like. Boy, you can really taste that cranberry.
Yes, the cranberry I think is the strongest one. Because that was the first thing I could taste. It's the overriding taste. Now, I don't have a most discerning palate, but I can't taste the chocolate. I think I can taste a little bit of the orange. The cranberry is what I taste most strongly.
And there's accents of cinnamon in there, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But taste-wise, what I mostly taste is the cranberry. But like I said, I don't have the most discerning palate.
So yay. Okay.
The first thing you tasted was the chocolate.
It was when I first tasted it. Now it's receded into the background. Okay. We're going to get into some fun stuff now because it is the end of the quarter. Well, actually, technically, it's the beginning of a quarter. Oh, and before we get to that point, the reason we're late, we had construction, and we had to skip a week. And because construction was still going on yesterday, we had to wait a day. So, apologize for the delay. We're here. Okay. And now we can get to the fun stuff about the prizes for the third quarter Christmas All Year and the Tortoise versus Hare and Dysautonomia cows, because those two are finished, and we have one more quarter with the Christmas. Okay.
The other thing, for this particular tea, I think they said it was like either 5 or 10% of the sale goes to Dysautonomia International.
Because that's what you chose.
Yes. You don't have to choose to put a charity on there, but you can choose, instead of them adding points to you every time someone buys a tea, it can then go to Dysautonomia or whatever your charity of choice is. Otherwise, you just gain points where you can pick up more teas. I figured I can't really give it much to charity anyway, so just give it that way.
Right.
That's how I do it for Amazon, too.
Okay. So, let's see here. We are... Okay, for the Christmas All Year Long, the prizes for those. I'll get this box here.
I think I'm getting a little bit of the orange now.
I have these in backwards, I think, because I put them in as I pulled them. All right, so the first prize goes to Rena. Okay, and Rena, this is for the not the tea and tails. The that's next time around. For the Christmas All Year Long, Rena, you won these two skeins of Knit Picks. Bravo. This is Bravo worsted, and the color is avocado. It's really pretty. It'll work for the Christmas along. So you have that. So Rena, I need you to contact me with what you won and what you won it for, so I can get this off to you. I need all your particulars.
Because we can't be expected to remember all
I can't be expected to remember that kind of stuff. I can't expect to keep addresses and things. Okay?
I feel like every time you taste, you get a slightly different flavor.
Now, the next winner is I Know Who You Are. Rena, I Know Who You Are, her name. Okay, she got confused last time. So, Rena can take the hit. She's a sweetheart. Okay, so I Know Who You Are. You won the Death by Pumpkin Spice yarn. I gotta find it here so I can show it to you. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. I Know Who You Are. Yeah, this is pretty. This is very autumnal. This is Up in Yarns Designs, Death by Pumpkin Spice, and it's an 80/20 superwash merino nylon sock yarn, 400 yards. And it's hard to explain what that color is. It's kind of a pumpkin. I mean, it's got shades of brown in there too, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Can you see that? Okay, so I Know Who You Are. I need your particular information that you won the Death by Pumpkin Spice for the Christmas All Year Long, so I can get this out to you. Congratulations to both of you. Now, the next along is the Cardiac Dysautonomia, and that's done now. And the prizes for that kind of runs like a repeat, you know, rinse and repeat. This blue and white bag.
We had a lot of the same people who were posting prolifically.
And we're not saying that they shouldn't. If you post more, you get more chances. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. So don't stop posting just because you won something. Okay. I Know Who You Are. You won this bag. It is a Brenda and Heather Yarns bag. And this was donated, I believe, by Margaret, who is Fiber Hermit. So you have this and this little skein of Bernat yarn, cotton yarn. Okay, so when you tell me that you won the pumpkin spice, I Know Who You Are, you need to tell me that you also won the bag and the little skein of Bernat yarn for the Dysautonomia. Okay, put this in here. The only thing that helps with the postage, just have them going to the same place. The other winner for Dysautonomia was Renna. That's what I meant by run, rinses, repeat. And Renna, you won this Mrs. Crosby yarn. This is really, really pretty. I have no idea. I think it's called Loves to Play.
Huh.
Isn't that gorgeous?
I feel like each of their yarns work together, like with each other's yarn.
Yeah. It's called
their
Steamer
own
Trunk.
yarns.
It's called Steamer Trunk. 100% superwash merino wool, approximately 164 yards. Machine wash cold, machine dry until damp, and then lay flat. So this is really pretty. I'm not sure what, maybe a pair of mitts or something. I don't know, a cowl. I don't know.
I'm not sure it's quite enough for a cow.
167, a short one maybe a Duke or something. So Renna,
Duke takes it more than you realize.
does it? Okay, Renna, this is yours. It's Mrs. Crosby yarn, and you won it for the Dysautonomia, okay? Now, that takes care of you two. No more prizes for you two. Okay, this time around. Now, tortoise versus hare. Okay, the Knit Pick set.
And a reminder to people who are watching on YouTube, if you don't know, the way you get into the prize drawings is you join the PHN home forum. Link is in the description. And then you join in the alongs by posting pictures of your projects. That's the only way that you can get in a chance for these prizes.
Right. Now, this was a donation. I think this was from, it was either Emma or Christina. I don't remember who did this, or maybe it was Margaret. I don't know. We had a lot of people donate around the same time. So, anyway, this set of Encore yarn goes to
Encore's nice.
Jodadiah. I love Encore yarn. So there's a red, kind of a burgundy red, a purple, and a cream. That would be really pretty in a colorwork something or other.
The knowing Jody, it'll probably go to toys.
Toy, yeah. And
Because
that's fine.
She's already said,
She's
it's
wearing,
toy time!
She's wearing it the bit for her toys. Jody, what kind of toys can you make with this? Okay, so Jody told me that you won the tortoise versus hare Knit Pick. You won Knit Pick set. Okay, the Knit Pick set. Everybody contact me. Okay, not Talia. Contact me. All right.
Contact Talia.
All right. And the last winner for this time around is Steph. And Steph won, I think this one came from Emma. It's a pattern set. That's the pattern. Of course, you don't have to use that pattern. I don't know if the pattern's actually in it or if that's the pattern it was meant to be with.
It might, yeah.
So the pattern might not be in here. You can use it for whatever you want. I haven't looked. So here's the yarn. You've got like 2 skeins of gold, a green, a gray, a cream, and then another kind of gray, a darker gray. So this is yours, Steph, okay? This is from the Tortoise versus Hare. It's a shawl kit, although I don't think the pattern comes with it, okay? You can check and see if it's free on Ravelry. Let me see. I'll open this up and tell you if this is... Pattern for sale on Ravelry, okay? It's a $5 pattern. So that's what it looks like if you want to do. Oh. Okay, she just wrote a note on here. So I probably will not
send that with me.
There's a note on here, so I'm going to have to maybe copy this or something. It'll probably be black and white, Steph. Yeah. But there's a note from the person who sent this, and I don't want to send it to you. Okay. So yeah, that goes to you,
Just don't
Steph.
forget, Mom.
Yeah. Okay, so Stephanie, contact me so we know that you won for Tortoise vs. Hare the kit for the shawl, the Knit Picks. It's Knit Picks yarn. I'm not sure what kind. This is
Did we
Knit
turn
Picks.
the facts on?
Yes.
Okay.
This is, I guess it's not Paragon's the colorway. What?
Well, I'm sure it's got multiple colorways.
I'm trying to find. No, it's Paragon yarn. Paragon. Knit Picks Paragon is the yarn. Okay. All right. So those are all the prize winners this time. But enter things as much and as often as you want. The more you enter, the more chances you have to win. There's no. The only thing we try not to do is have you win multiple in the same along. Mm-hmm. But if there are 3 or 4 alongs going on and you put a bunch of things in, you could win in all the alongs. Just put stuff in, right? We don't have any problem with that. Okay?
Because everyone has the opportunity.
Everybody has the opportunity to put it in. So that's good, and we're excited that for the participation, and we're
Yes,
excited for
thank
the winners. And you can still win now for Christmas all year long, and for our new alongs, which I will get to in just a second. Here, I need a cup of tea. I need some tea. Okay. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is the one that we're in our last quarter, and that's not tea and tails. Good grief. That's next time.
You really want to do tea and tails, don't you?
Christmas all year long. Okay, that started way back in January. Goes till midnight, December 31st. Once it hits January 1st, 2022, it is
Excuse me.
finished. Although you can post as long as the thread is open. Once it's locked, of course, you cannot post. But as we said, if you have something you really want to have in there in the running for the prizes, you want to get all your projects in, make sure you have it in before midnight Eastern Standard Time. Anything else would be gratis, but if you really want something in because it has multiple chances or whatever, make sure you get it in before midnight December 31st, okay? Eastern Standard Time, all right? Because, yeah, you might have gratis time, but you might not, all right? So this along, okay, projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed but must be worked on during the along. Chatter and pictures are all on the same thread. 1 whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's completed. And the prizes, I haven't pulled them yet. They're in there. I have a...
And by pulled them, she means she hasn't picked out what prize. It's not that she hasn't pulled like
Right.
who wins, because
No.
it's way too early
No,
for
it's
that.
way too... Well, we haven't started yet.
Yeah.
I guess we have. This is the Christmas... I need a sign that says Christmas all year long. Oh, I was right. Christmas.
That's what you were saying.
Okay.
You need another sip of tea?
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is only low caffeine, but...
It's an excuse to have more tea. Okay, so the prizes for this time around, I'll get to in a minute. But right now, the hashtag is hashtag PHN Christmas All Year 2021 on Instagram. Any FO, we have our normal featured patterns and featured yarns. Any Franciscan Gypsy design, any Laura Concert design, or Lollipop Girl yarns, that's the same person. Any Lady Fernico yarn, and my one pattern. If you use that for a project and you finish it, it's 2 chances at a prize for the FO only. If you use my yarn or Laura's yarn with a featured pattern, that's 3 chances at a prize for the FO only, and you are responsible for your own multiple postings. You guys have been really good for that, about that. Thank you. If the FO uses 50 yards or less, please post that with another FO of 50 yards or more. Operation Christmas Child or any projects going toward Christmas donations is eligible for a 2 chances at a prize, and that includes the Pregnancy Center here, okay? Projects that are made predominantly in the Christmas colors of shades of red, blue, green, silver, gold, purple, pink, along with white, will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize. And white, we also include cream in that, okay? Just because if you're using not an acrylic, if you're not using acrylic, boy, my sentence structure. If you're not using an acrylic, it's kind of hard to get pure white in a wool. So,
So an off-white or a cream.
off-white is fine. And these are just chosen at random. This is what we think of for Advent and Christmas. Okay? So those will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished object only. All right? Meeting the parameters as necessary. The 4th quarter prizes, we have skeins of pink yarn, and we have a project bag. No, I just gave away that project bag. I'm going to have to pull something else for that, okay?
You might not have had a chance to update anything.
Yeah. So I think what happened was I pulled the original bag that I had for that last one for something else because I thought the prize was a little light. And so
Things got moved around.
So I will pick another prize for that. Well, I don't know what it is. You'll find out when you get it. Okay?
So
And then we did decide to do a yearly prize. Okay, so that'll be something to look forward to. The cardiac dysautonomy is gone. Okay. Out with the Old started October 1st. Now, this is the one that we said we started this one last year. Actually, early this year, because that's when Wombat of Doom said, "Hey, why don't we do something like this?"
Yes.
And I said, "Okay, we'll do it twice this year. Only this year.
Yeah, every other year will be
From now on, it's only at the end of the year. This is Out with the Old, because once the year starts, we do Ready, Set, Go.
Yeah.
So this is Out with the Old.
It's
and
the bookend to...
It's the bookend, yeah. So it's a very narrow bookend. I mean, it's right up against it. No books in between.
Well, I guess it depends on where you're counting it's a bookend, but the books go in a circle.
Right. If you start with the January one, then it's a bookend with full of the longs. Yes, that will work. Okay. So this one is, let's see. This runs from October 1st through December 31st, midnight Eastern Standard Time. Same caution applies as what I just said earlier. And this is not, you can't start anything for this one. All these things have to be whips. It can be started September 30th of this year, as long as it's a whip. Okay? It can be started September 30th, 1970. We don't care, as long as it's already been started prior to October 1st.
I do want to know if you're working on something from 1970, though.
Yeah, you might be able to tell about the project or the yarn or something. We'd give it away.
A lot of times it is a kind of a acrylic-y.
Yeah.
Because that was the era of that, right?
Yeah. So, Chatter pictures on the same thread. Basically the same, it's the same rules. Only this has to be stuff that's already started. Okay? And you're trying to finish it. All right? So this is the time to pull out those things that have been sitting on your needles forever and ever, or your hook or whatever, and finish it. Okay? And the featured patterns and featured yarns remain the same. So do the multiple postings. So I'm not going to go over that again. And the hashtag is hashtag PHN out with the old 2021. All right? On Instagram. I haven't pulled prizes for that either. Not yet. I was proud of myself for getting the prizes out for the winners. So I just said, I'm done. Okay. The other new one is the Toy Along. Okay. And the Toy Along is exactly what it says. It's toys. Okay. And the featured toys are Talia's toys and Laura's toys. Okay. Bakery Bears are also featured. And Mom Cook, if she has any toys, she's a loom knitter. I think she had some toys. Oh, no, she's going to be featured for Tea and Tails.
Okay.
That's what she was going to be featured for. Okay.
If it's anything loom knit, I'm not as conversant on it because I don't do that.
Mom Cook. For those of you who've been with us for a while, you know that Mom Cook wanted to stay with us, but she was unable to do this particular site very well. So she is fantastic. If you loom knit, you need to check her out. But anyway, so our toys are Bakery Bears, or what else she does? A
giraffe.
A giraffe.
She has one more.
She has 3 or 4 animals. Those are featured patterns, and so are Talia's toys, and so are Laura's toys, and my yarn and Laura's yarn. Okay, so those are the featured patterns for this, and the featured yarns, and normal things apply. 2 chances at a prize for finished object in one of those things, and if you have the yarn and the pattern together, it's 3 chances at a prize. You're responsible for the multiple posting. That's only for a finished object. Let me see here. Knitted, loom knit, or crocheted. Sorry, we're not doing sewing. Okay, we don't do sewing, but let's see. Oh, that was it.
What?
Joanna Johnson Toy Patterns knit. We forgot about hers. She does have them. And I do have Mom Cook down here for toy patterns.
I have no idea because, like I said, that's just not my area.
Both Joanna Johnson and Mom Cook will probably be Tea and Tails.
Well, yeah, they definitely.
And might be that Kay is as well. She has
quite a few things that are based on books. I had not quite realized.
Kay, Mom Cook, and Joanna Johnson. Tea and Tails. Okay. Okay, everything else pretty much applies the same way. PHN Toy Along. PHN Toy. 2020. Hashtag PHN Toy. Not 2020. I haven't changed my notes. Hashtag PHN Toy 2021. All right. So that's what it's going to be for the Toy Along. And I'm really looking forward. We have so many cute things that pop up. Jody is like a toy making machine. We have another one who is, I'm not sure if it's Stephanie, that likes to make toys so much. We love to see her toys. I love seeing little faces. And they're so cute. Okay.
And then there's a
I
hat with her gnomes.
Right, Pat. I want to add, and we hadn't added this, I'm going to have to add it to my notes. Another feature for this one is I want to boost chronically crocheting. She has, I think, 3 or 4 toy patterns. She has a Mr. Pearls a lot. She has a unicorn. I thought she had something else. She has a couple of toys patterns, and I want to promote that. So anything chronically crocheting toys can also be a featured pattern.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll have to put that in there. Okay. Everything else pretty much the same. If you have the featured yarn and the featured pattern together, it's 3 chances of prize for the finished object. You are responsible for the multiple postings. Okay, so that takes care of that. I haven't found the prizes for that either. So
Once you finish drinking your tea, I think the next one should be the show and tell.
you want to do that first?
Yeah, because I want it separate from the other enhancements, because it's not really our enhancements.
Okay.
It's everyone's enhancement, so it kind of belongs more at the beginning.
everybody's
Also, I just kind of want people who might not want to, when I have to go away, be able to see that.
Okay, we've been talking a lot. We have our pre-orders for our PHN 10-year anniversary. And that happens in May, but we're doing it early because we want to make sure that Anne has enough time because she wants to retire. Okay? She's doing this for us kind of I think we might be her last big.
I don't know how big Laura's are.
She's doing something else.
Oh, okay.
She's doing that quilt.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, these are samples of the sizes of the bags. Excuse me. So, I think they turned out really, really, really well. Now, you have an option. There are 2 different options here, and people who've already pre-ordered know.
Outside of the sizes.
Yeah. People who already pre-ordered know what these options of sizes are. This will come with the bag and a skein of my yarn. And I'm not telling you what the yarn is because it's going to be a surprise.
Oh, sorry.
Okay? So this is the medium, and this is with the optional blue border. Okay?
Blue bottom.
Blue bottom, yeah. And you can see how it turned out. I think it turned out really well. We've got our Foon in the Woman Cave. We've got my yarn here, and then and that's a wrap. So those of you with us forever know that this thing here was our 5-year. Mm-hmm. This is our 10-year picture, and this is our new logo, and this is our old logo.
Yep.
Okay. All the artwork is done by my husband. Okay. Except for the yarn, which is my yarn, and
And then we have, of course, the chameleon.
the chameleon, right? But that was saying that is artwork, your pattern.
Yeah.
Your pattern.
And all this, the artwork of
I didn't even look in the bag. There it is. So you got the nice little red in there. Because that's a
nice little callback to the original color.
Right. The medium. Anne did a fabulous job on this.
Yes, she did.
Excuse me. I gave her a very vague idea, kind of a general idea, and she took it and she made it 100 times better.
Well, what she made and ended up being like she said, 100 times better than what we pictured in our heads. Ours was a lot, was very simplistic.
Yes. This is the
This
large.
Is
Okay. See, this is the large, and this is without the blue bottom. Excuse me. I have got to get a drink. Okay, this is the
Was it a
large.
tickle in your throat?
Yeah. And this is large. Okay, it also has a red bottom. This one could probably fit a scarf, a pair of socks, a hat, mitts, that kind of thing. This one's a little bit bigger and can fit maybe even a shawl in here. Small, So this is without the blue bottom option. You can get this one with the blue bottom, and you can get this one without the blue bottom. All right? And then here's the extra large. Okay, so these are your options in terms of bag size. And this can fit this can fit quite a large project.
Sweater.
Beginning
of it could do a baby blanket.
a baby blanket, yeah, something like that.
Normal blankets generally can't live in.
No, those are tote bags, but
or in a basket.
right. So these, sorry guys,
Is it an itch or?
I think I have a crumb.
Okay.
Okay. So these are on pre-order, okay? And they're going to be on pre-order for a week or so more, maybe a little longer. If you want one of these, let me know what size bag you want and whether you want the blue bottom or not. And whether you want fingering sock weight yarn, DK yarn, and if you want it in sparkle or non-sparkle. Okay, so my stardust or non-stardust. So you have to let me know what size bag, whether you want the blue or not, what base yarn, DK or fingering sock, and whether or not you want sparkle. Okay?
Oh, sorry.
And this is, if you're not on the PHN home, you can contact me on my Etsy shop, or if you know my email address, you can contact me via email. Okay?
And links to the Etsy shops are also in the description box.
Or you can join the group.
Yep.
And contact me there. Okay? All right, so that's these. I'm not showing the yarn because those are going to be a surprise.
Yes.
All right? And I've already started dyeing that up, but then I had to stop because we had construction in the kitchen. So,
Yes, because we had brand new real tile
yes, real tile.
instead of the peeling up linoleum.
Yeah. Okay, so that takes care of that. All right.
Excuse me. Alrighty. So I go twice the first time.
Not twice.
Not twice.
But that really does settle into flavor.
It does, because I feel each time you taste, like I said, you could taste a little bit more. Now that I'm closer to the bottom, I get the orange and cranberry together. Whereas before, I get one fruit, then I get the other fruit, then I might get a smidge of the cinnamon. You know, it was like each time you taste a little bit something different.
I keep getting the cranberry now.
Oh, the cranberry's the strongest one. I got the cranberry right from the start, but I'm also wondering,
There's the
with the
chocolate.
constant congestion, if that's why I can't taste the chocolate. If that part of my olfactory is kind of...
I can taste the chocolate a little bit now. Definitely the cranberry and a little bit of something else. Maybe orange.
I think it's probably blood orange.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting the cranberry and the blood orange.
Because the cranberry and the blood orange are both tart.
They are, and that's mostly what I'm getting is a tart. I think maybe my sweet is a little bit blocked right now because I'm so congested.
Yeah. It's really good.
I mean, I'm getting sweet because it's sweet, but it's a sweet tart versus... If that makes any sense.
Sweet tart.
Yes, sweet tart.
Sweet tart.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to show is...
30 minutes in.
Yes. And by show, I mean I'm not showing. Because I'll be showing you the bag. Once the bag decides to reveal itself. Where are you, bag? Hang on, guys. I think it probably rolled all the way where I can't get to it.
And I'm just making some space for myself so I can move.
Well, I'm wondering if I didn't grab the bag.
Bag
Okay,
is that?
so I don't see the bag that I'm looking for, so I'm just going to talk about it like it's here. Because I can't find it. Thankfully, there's one that I couldn't really show you anyway. There's a sock design I've got going, and I can't find my bag. It must be in my room. So, there's that. Now the other
Hey!
one. What?
I'm sorry. We can do our Patreon on time.
I mean, I already have it scheduled for next week, but we could, if we wanted to, yes. Hang on. I was going to come in here for something. Came in
Sock design?
here. No, my show notes.
Oh, show notes.
Because I can't show the top design. I don't have the bag. I must have left it in my room.
Well, you could show the design anyway, right?
No, I usually show the bag.
Right. Do you know what bag it's in?
Yeah, it's in my blue one. There's no point in just getting up to get it just to say, here's the bag. You know, it's kind of a waste of effort. I'm just bringing up my show notes so I know which project to talk about next.
It's so much easier to have my show notes here. You know, now that it's cooling down, I can taste the chocolate more.
Yeah, I haven't yet tasted the chocolate, so I think it's a me issue. Because
It's very gentle.
Well, and more gentle tastes I do tend to miss. Where is my show notes? There it is. Okay, I kept scrolling past it. So, the first one is actually what I'm working on. So, in my Crafty Clegs Red Bunny bag, this is a gift from Emma, is my Crumpled Owl Socks. This is the Crumpled Socks pattern by K.F. Jones of Baker Bears fame. And I'm using West Yorkshire spinners in the owl colorway. Now, the progress on this has actually been immense. Because last time I think I was headed toward the toe on this sock. So I finished that. The sock is done. Ends woven in. Everything. I'm headed toward the toe now on the second sock.
Yay.
Because I'm really trying to increase my sock collection because I am only wearing knit socks now. So I have introduced Davina to the hand wash section of the washer because she goes through wearing her 4 pairs of knit socks that she has quite quickly, and I can't keep up with how often she needs them cleaned. I find it exhausting because I don't have a lot of energy, so she's now has that, and it's meant for hand washes. Now, I still actually hand wash mine, but it's another thing when it's my own stuff that I'm having to take care of. Just because I don't have the energy. Anyway, that was a sidetrack. But this is, yeah, I love the way this works up. This is the Jemima sock. Wait, no, that's not. I just said this is Crumpled Owl sock.
Yeah.
Crumpled sock. I don't know why I changed. Jemima's the other West Yorkshire spinner sock I have. That's not going to be shown to you this week because I didn't work on it. I'm trying to focus, like, even though I have multiple socks on needles, I'm trying to focus on particular ones so I can get them done faster, because then I can have them in my, to wear queue. So,
You done?
yes.
All right, let me just finish this so I can show it to you not in the middle of a row.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot to grab that bag.
This is my Welcome Little One project from the On the Porch Blanket Knitting Pattern by 5410 Studios. I am bound and determined that I finish this blanket because I have never finished one of their blankets, and it's not because I don't like them, and it's not because the patterns aren't wonderful. They are absolutely fabulous. I like almost every single pattern they put out, and I must have dozens of them in my folders. And I try them and I take them out because I get bored or whatever. But this one is such a nice meditative knit that there's no reason for me not to finish it.
Well,
And
I wonder if you not say that you get bored with the other ones. Sometimes you'll make a mistake and then you won't know how to fix it, and then you get frustrated and you rip all the way back instead of asking me to help you.
yeah, because I don't like to have to ask Ty all the time. And I try to fix things, but when I try to fix things, I make it worse. Right at this point.
Do you have the Knit Fix book? Because that book helped me.
I do.
It's a good book. I think it started the process of helping me see what I needed to see.
It's not that I don't know what to do even. I really can't see it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It helped me see what I need to, and I'm not sure if it's you saying you can't see it because there's a problem with your eyesight, or if you're saying you can't see it because you're having trouble seeing what you're supposed to look for, as in, like,
Maybe
it's not clear to you.
Maybe a little of both. I have to get over myself and wear my glasses more. It's not that I don't like wearing my glasses. I don't think I look too terribly horrible with my glasses. I feel like glasses make one look distinguished. Or intelligent. Gives the illusion of intelligence. Oh, gee, I need that. Here's what it looks like so far. This is the front. So, I like the way this, it's very simple, but I think it's going to be really pretty. To the point where I wouldn't mind having something like this, a bigger one, if I finished it. Because I can just put it down. And I was going to ask Ty where I was at, and I looked at the stitch. I said, oh, that's a pearl. I'm on pearls.
Yeah.
So I was really proud of myself. I'm worried about this little hole here where
It'll be fine once you have to weave it ends.
But yeah, so this is my bulky yarn. This is Lady Vertical
I
Creations.
got the chocolate this time.
Oh, good.
It took a while, but I got the chocolate. Okay.
Good. This is the Lady Vertical Creations in the Bare Necessities colorway in the bulky. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here.
Oh, I actually have a good mixture of the flavors this time. I love this too because it's like a surprise each time.
It's a Christmas gift.
It is, because it's like I never know what flavor combo I'm going to get when I take a taste.
It's very good. I like it a lot.
Okay. So, I guess it's me again. Now we're just alternating.
Okay.
So, next for me is... Oh, it's actually the other one that's sitting right here. This was the other one that got a lot of work on it. So, in my Silver Shed USA Kitties in the News bag... is... Let's see... Just trying to give us a story. Oh. Okay, so this one we're not going to be able to get the full story because it's cut off partially, but I'll give it as much as I can.
You're not going to get the rest of the story.
So, this is... A new hero has emerged in our city, Who is this mysterious super cat? Just yesterday, onlookers watched in amazement as he swooped down and stopped bank robbers in progress. And then it just says the perpetrators, and I can't read the rest of the story. So what happened?
Super Cat?
What did Super Cat do?
Well, he swooped down and foiled the bank robbers. They told you that.
So we don't know what happened to the perpetrators.
Maybe he fried them with his X-ray vision.
You don't fry with the X-ray vision, Mom. That's his laser vision.
That's true.
Soups has 2 different kinds of vision. He has laser vision and he's got X-ray vision. Just like he's got the the freezing breath, and he's able to also do like a really strong wind.
Yep.
When he does the breath.
He has temperature regulation. He better not have issues with that. I know all this. I just misspoke.
Must educate you anyway.
Well, Superman's not my favorite. I like him.
And also, he has a huge range of powers.
He does.
I think he's actually one of the more likable ones as a person.
Absolutely. I would love to know him as a person. His comics.
Well, I
they're
think
changing him too much.
Yeah, and for me, I like him when he's with Batman because
Yes.
they make a really good they're good foils for each other.
They lighten up a dark comic or darken a little bit a really light comic, if that makes any sense.
Well, it also brings Superman more down to earth because if it's too much of the superpower, you kind of lose me. I like the street level heroes. I like the Daredevils, and I like the Batmans and Nightwings and all that. Once you get
then there's Flash that you like.
But the thing is, when he gets too timey-wimey, I just sort of lose interest.
Timey-wimey? Is that a technical term?
Yes, he does all that time travel stuff.
That should be it. Timey-wimey.
I already have a name.
But that is a better name.
Anywho. This is my Lake of Shining Waters project.
Pleasures?
And this is the Anne sweater by Joanna Johnson. It's from Green Gables Knits.
I like Joanna Johnson. She's wonderful.
So, this was an exciting amount of progress because
oh wow, look at that.
I actually finished the ribbing.
That's beautiful.
And the first sleeve has been started.
This is the first time I can notice it's got a little bit of heathering or something to it.
Oh yeah, it does.
I hope mine has that kind of heathering.
Oh yeah, this yarn has that.
Isn't that pretty?
So
that's gonna be warm.
It is, without being too heavy.
Heavy, yeah.
Oh, I see what it's caught on. It's because the sleeve has the yarn coming out of there. So, I made the ribbing a little bit bigger than because it's not actually supposed to come closed. Mm-hmm. If you look in the picture, it's rather open. I still made the ribbing a bit bigger. For my size, it was 4.5 inches. I went ahead with 5. So, yeah, I'm rather happy with it. It fits nicely and comfortably. I'm still making my way down the sleeve.
Oh, you are working on a sleeve. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That's why it's catching. It's because the sleeve's on the far side of the bag, so it's catching.
Oh, I thought it was coming from this side.
No, it was away from there.
Excuse me.
So, yeah, this has gotten a lot of work on it. I'm just really glad to be out of that ribbing section. Because it just didn't seem to grow for the longest time. The sleeve, in contrast, grows quite quickly.
Which is cool.
Yes. Well, the only reason why the other ribbing didn't seem to grow quickly is because it went through the whole sweater.
Right.
Going from that to the short circumference of the sleeve is quite the contrast. So, yeah. This was my goal, was to get to the sleeve by the next time I showed you guys.
Oops, there go my show notes.
And actually, I'm going to keep this down here in case I want to switch over to that.
And I'm so happy that my show notes came to my Kindle because it's so much easier to work with.
So once I'm finished with mine, I'll cast on Mom's because we both know that she's not going to knit hers. I think you already started taking yours back, so I could.
Let me see here. Yeah, I'll finish it. Let me just put this away.
Because I could take where she left off, but honestly, it's just easier to start it from the top myself, and also she's not completely sure she did all the make ones correctly.
Yeah, I was proud of myself because I surprised Talia that I tried the make ones myself, but I'm not sure I did it right. I really have a hard time seeing the bar.
And I personally just feel like if I'm going to knit something, it's that close to the beginning, I just want to start it myself. I want to make sure it's all on the same gauge. even though we both got the same gauge, our tension might be different and that kind of thing.
Right. Let me see here. All right. This one you haven't seen in a while. This is in my
It's really good at the bottom.
Knitting's My Bag, Faith, Hope, and Love bag. And this is my So Soft face cloth project from the So Soft face cloth. And I'm using Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton for this. And I started this ages ago. I just haven't worked on it, that's all. So, I like this color. It's a pretty teal. And I think I originally started this for Brittany. Sorry, Brittany, I never finished it. So, yeah. And this is blue enough to be considered a teal, I think.
Yeah, not that it makes a difference now.
No. And so yeah, that's that. I don't really have a whole lot to say about that.
Okay, so that leads us to my turn. Let me take a look at my notes again. Okay, so next is in my Silver Shed USA Bat Signal bag. This is Puget Sound. That's a project name. The sweater itself is the Fundamental Men's Pullover pattern by Jen Hagen. I'm using Cascade 220 worsted in the colorway Puget Sound.
Boy, this is really weird after working with those large needles for the other project.
Oh, yeah. I'm so used to now switching back and forth between different sizes that I don't really even think about it anymore. This is the back. It's been done for like an eon.
Right.
My goal is his birthday in August.
What did you say?
My goal
your
for this-
goal. I was
yeah.
like, why did you call Daddy Michael?
What?
That's what it sounded like to my ears, Michael. I was like, why would you?
Why would I do that?
I have no idea.
So my goal is his birthday in August. I mean, I could perchance finish it by Father's Day, but I feel like this is more of a birthday than a Father's Day. I don't give someone a big sweater for Father's Day.
Right.
That seems a bit overkill.
I'm sure he'll be very gratified that you don't think your birth is that makes him a father to be a big deal.
His birthday is his own special versus sharing Father's Day with every father.
Yep.
So this is the front. And I think I'm a few inches off of being able to start.
Did you just measure it up against the other one?
No, they're slightly different.
Oh, they are?
Mm-hmm.
I guess because of the shoulder seam.
Yeah.
Which one is longer, the back or the front?
I think it's the front. I remember being surprised.
Yeah, 'cause usually it's the back.
Yeah, I think it was the front. And I even double checked on the pattern. But yeah, there we go.
I'll finish this row as you are putting things away. Because if I can get things done while we're on the podcast and I have something to show and I can concentrate maybe on dyeing up some yarn
Right.
this week. Because, you know, I was kind of enforced not to be able to do anything. Because A, the kitchen was a disarray. And then B, you don't really want to get like halfway, you know, kind of really start it with things and have to stop halfway. Not with yarn dyeing anyway.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that I didn't do any yarn dyeing, so I want to make sure I get this finished. So if I do yarn dyeing, I will have something to show you guys. Might not be much,
Right.
but there you go.
Well, we probably won't have the number of projects that we do right now
Oh,
in
no.
a while.
No, because we had almost, it was over 2 weeks, right? A little over 2 weeks?
No, this would be 2 weeks here.
Well, no, Monday would have been 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, it's barely over 2 weeks.
Yep. Let me see here. All right, let me just... I hope I did this right. I think I might have done something here that I shouldn't have.
Well, how about you check after you show? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, okay.
You should have knit that row
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
purling.
I think I just misread
Or
the...
hang on, let me see.
I just misread the pattern. I see what I did.
You should have purled that row instead of knitting.
Yeah,
I apologize.
Yeah. Just as part of the row, because I did everything else correctly. I just misread it. I think I dropped down a line, and
Well, that's why you need to learn to read your knitting too.
let's see here. Well, I just didn't know what to do. I mean, because I don't know what the pattern.
I guess because I write on my notebook what I'm supposed to do next, so I don't usually tend to get too lost in my
Let's see
pattern.
here. This is the So Soft. cloth. All right, my next one is... Okay, this is in my Ploverbird Pink and Purple teacups bag. And that's my Comfy Cozy shawl project from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. And I didn't work too much on this one. Not sure why. So...
You just didn't feel like it.
I don't know. I think I had other things taking my time. So it doesn't look a whole lot different. And this is mostly Miss Babs yarn. I do like the way it's turning out. I think I'm kind of close to changing colors again. Let me see. Where is the skein I'm working from? Well, I still have a little bit of time. This. But the thing with crochet with these big stitches is it goes faster than you think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm all tangled up here because I'm talented that way. Let me see. There we go.
Is that all for that one?
I'm just trying to see. I mean, they saw it all. I mean, it's not like it's pretty good size. You can see if I put it up against Talia. It's already as big as the shawl she's wearing.
Yeah.
But for this particular shawl, I like to have it large.
Well, yeah, because it's a hug.
Mm-hmm. So that's it.
Alrighty, so now for me. Yes, this one got worked on a little bit. More than I anticipated, but it did get worked on a little bit. This is in my, I'm not sure who makes this bag. This was given to me by Laura, this bunny bag.
Our concert.
Yeah. Let's see if it says on the inside. Oh, never mind, it wasn't given to me by Laura Concert. Duh, this is Mama C bag.
Right.
Of course it is, because it matches my,
yeah, right.
Sorry,
Shame
my
on
brain just did a dive.
That's okay. We aren't doing well in the brain department this time around.
We aren't. So this is, like I said, this is Hot Stuff. It's Walking to Town from Emma Knits by Joanna Johnson.
Hot Stuff is the name of the project?
Yes.
Or is it the name of the yarn?
It's the name of the project.
Okay.
The yarn, this is,
Airport hot sauce?
yes.
Okay.
It's my last of the Airport hot sauce.
Do you have enough for the whole sweater?
Yeah, it's not a sweater. It's a shawl.
Oh, it's a shawl.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I did math.
Did math. I don't know if yesterday is any indication of the math you're doing.
What are you talking about?
72 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah, well, that's because, unfortunately, something that did happen when I was used to working 12-hour shifts is I would automatically think of things in 12 hours. So
Right.
I was having trouble flipping myself over 24 when I needed to start mathing for that.
Let's see here.
So, yeah, I do like the way that looks. I'm going to really like... I love the little ruffle that this has at the bottom. Even though I'm not much of a ruffle person normally, the way it ruffles along the elbow is really nice. Almost like a sleeve.
Right. And that's what attracted me to that shawl.
Same here. Because usually I'm not trying... It has a little bit of a triangle shape to it, and usually that's not my thing. But the way it, covers the arm is really nice. And this is also actually a tea and tail.
Yes, it is.
Even though we're not on tea and tails.
Well, you have a couple that could be tea and tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tend to like things that are references.
I do too. And
I mean, actually, 2 of the last 4 or 5 projects I showed were
if it's an
references.
If it's not an actual reference, I like to
Create a reference.
create a reference
Yeah.
for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and okay, let me just stop this for a second here so I can get where I know where I'm at.
Yeah, because it's you're torn.
Am I torn?
You're torn.
Why did I turn?
I don't know why you're torn.
Let's see here. I just want to make sure I have the spine in the correct place.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay. Where's my... I'll probably take
Wandering
this.
Parakeet?
Where's my Wandering Parakeet?
Reference.
It is a reference. And I wonder if anybody will get it. Kind of an obscure reference, but the movie's not
Wombat of
obscure.
Doom.
Yes.
Get it.
Yes, Wombat of Doom will probably get it. Rena might get it if she...
Yeah, I'm getting all the flavors here at the bottom.
Where is
That's
my...
really good.
Where's my...
What are you looking for?
This. I need to put an orange one in here so I can see it better. Because it kind of blends into the fabric. Okay. probably seems like I'm trying to do all the projects as I'm going. I just want to get a good start. I'll probably bring this one with me, either this one or yours.
Yeah, because I have a hair appointment at 3 today. So.
And it's not a long one, so I don't want to take too many projects.
No, it's literally just a trim because I'm getting a little overgrown.
Mm-hmm. And I was supposed to have mine tomorrow, but I have a class that I'm going to be, an online class that I'm doing, and it's at that time, so I had to change it. All right. My next one is in my Mama See Large Owls bag. It's this one. And this is my bag and wrap. This is a Tea and Tails from the Burrow Wrap pattern, regardless if I use the project name or the pattern name.
Right, exactly.
And this is by K.F. Jones, the pattern. And yeah, it looks kind of like it did before. It is growing. I am in the middle of a row.
Well, you had to pull back a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, did I have to pull you back a bit? Or
Not this one.
No, that one. I just had to fix it.
Yeah.
Wait.
Not this one.
Which was the one that you... That's right, it was the other one.
Yeah. So this...
I can't keep track of...
I'm not going to work on this one right now, but you can see I'm getting closer. I just need to sit down. I might take this and one of the shawls, and that way I can go between them.
Yeah.
So this
I mean, you probably won't be long enough to do a switch,
Well,
but it's nice to have choices.
It depends on the weight, and I can start with this one.
Yeah.
So it's not a very long row. So I like the not patterning, the pooling, I guess. Is that, I don't know if that's considered pooling. I like that. It's pretty. It's kind of moody. I like that. So,
Moody
yeah.
Blues?
Moody Blues, yeah. This one is probably going to go with me. Okay, it's your turn.
Okay, so next is in my R2 bag. And this is, hold on, their tag is on the inside. Isn't it? Yes, there it is. This is by Star Knits. Okay, technically it's BB-8 on it as well, but we don't talk about him. R2. This is my candy corn, or not my candy corn hat. This is Davina's candy corn head. Candy corn head is the project. Davina's hat is the pattern. This is actually your Christmas gift because she really does enjoy this, the pattern and the yarn.
She asked for that yarn, right?
Yes, she did. I was really surprised that, and she really wanted this to be a hat.
And that is my candy corn yarn.
And
so.
actually, she's gotten to the point where she wants me to make this over the Dianas.
Oh yeah,
Which surprised me. I'm glad she likes the hat I designed for her. But I think because it's a little bit more slouchy. Yeah. Even though I've made the Diana more slouchy for her before.
Looks really pretty.
So.
She'll love that when it's done.
I find it interesting how it's pooling when you do or appears to pool when you do the seed stitch.
Well, if you ever decide you want to make mitts to go with it, let me know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably will, although I can't do it with this weight because it's fingering and the pattern.
Oh, you need a DK?
I think I had to check the, what's it called? The, Booyakasha not the Booyakasha pattern, the, Fun Mitts pattern to see if it's sport or DK. I'm pretty sure it's a DK. Because that's usually what I prefer to design in.
Okay.
So yeah, that got some work. Actually, I'm about an inch away from being able to do the decreases. It's just because it's fingering weight takes a little bit longer. And because I want it to be there.
Okay, my next one is another one you haven't seen in a while. It's in my Silver Shed USA Eeyore bag. Okay, I think this is the large. And this is my Flash the Palm Puppy from the Palm Puppy pattern by Franciscan Gypsy Designs.
Yay.
Now, I only got a little bit on here because I couldn't tell. I didn't do the picture. And I couldn't tell what color I was supposed to go to because I don't have the picture, it's black and white. But I don't know if it was supposed to be like the color of the eye or
what
the
it'll
white.
say, Mom, is you have to follow and see what C1 and C2 is. So C2 is white.
Okay.
So you got to look at your cheat thing here, and this will give you.
I can't be bothered to look.
And
at
also,
patterns.
it's up here on the top.
Well, I didn't know that.
I do that for all my toy patterns.
because I've done so many of her patterns and I usually know what they look like, I didn't see that. So I can, so C2 is,
You can look up here.
I can't read that right. White, okay. I don't. Oh, that was the other thing. I didn't have white. I felt sure it was supposed to be white, but I don't have white in here. This bag's not big enough to have all the colors. So mine's a little bigger than Talia's was.
Well, that's just a different gauge.
Yeah, it's gray. Because I felt like doing it. And so,
Good, I'm glad. And guess what? Timing is perfect.
Yeah, toy long. So I think I had it with me when I was waiting for Davina at the dentist. No, you at the dentist.
Yeah, because you and Davina haven't had yours.
Right. So this might get a little bit of work on just because it's a nice little segue into the toy along, and maybe I'll want to finish the other toys. Because I usually love toys. Making toys is just... I just kind of don't want to right now. So I'm gonna have to get the white in here so I can do this project. But I might have to switch bags.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's big enough.
My tea's all gone. Why?
Why what?
Why is the tea all gone?
I don't know. My tea is all gone too. We should figure that out. Why is the tea gone? Your turn.
Oh, okay. Yes, it is. Next is in my... this is what I won from Melissa. The Spicy Homemaker podcast. And this is Debbie Reese Designs. And it's just a really bright and cheerful flower bag. And inside is Penny for Your Thoughts. And it's the Thorns Cow for Me. This is a sport weight, which is it's interesting and very lightweight with this particular needle size. I'm not completely sure if I like it with this needle. I like the idea of having this color for a Thorns Cow, but because it uses such a large needle and it's sport weight, it's very almost see-through.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Maybe it'll change as you go.
I'm pretty far along. It's also it's lighter than the yarn. Think about Miss Babs. It is a DK light worsted.
Mm-hmm.
This, you could see my hand behind it.
Kind of.
I'm gonna keep going for a bit, and if I'm not happy with it, I'll reuse the yarn for something else.
Well, that's what I made it for.
I know, but look at that.
Yeah, can't you just go down a needle?
But then I'm not quite sure how it's gonna affect the size of it.
But you also have more yarn.
No, I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about it fitting well.
Well, you have to figure out.
I don't really want to have to rewrite the pattern.
Right.
Because that's an awful lot of work for something that I'm not sure I'm that invested in. But look at that. That's pretty see-through.
If you pull it, yeah.
Well, it's going to pull on itself naturally. We'll see as it grows, but
Well, don't go too far if you're not sure you're going to like it.
I'm just not sure if it's going to work in its purpose, which is to block light. Because I can see through it.
Mm-hmm.
So, this might end up becoming something else that's more appropriate for the yarn. It's a great amount of yardage.
Yeah, it's over 700 yards.
And it will be really excellent in something. So I might see what colors I have that, although Barry and Luthien are both fingering weight patterns, if I flip it to sport weight, this might be pretty in something like that. So I had to think about it because I don't really feel like rewriting this pattern to work for sport weight, which might even be a lighter end sport because it's got so much yardage. Because Miss Babs tends to be a little bit light at the beginning with this, and it's heavier than this yarn. This pattern is actually meant for a worsted weight yarn. And this was a fear of mine. But I was, willing to try it in the hopes that it would still block light, but I don't think it's going to succeed in that purpose. Okay, although I should see in the unofficial Harry Potter knits, there's a couple different hooded things. If there's one that's sport weight with this yardage is less than that, it could then work. I'd still get a hood out of it. It just wouldn't be that hood. It would be something that's actually written for that weight. So I should check and see if that has it. It has something in there because I think it has several hoods in that book. Okay, that's it for me for that.
Wait a minute.
You should just be.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I should be. I don't have to do any garter edge to this,
No,
right?
no. You're just going stuck in
I
it for a long time.
Let me just get this so they can see it because this is the one I'm going to show. This is in my Knitting's My Bag Monet Serrat bag, and people who've been with us for a while know why I call it that because I'm interesting and stubborn. This is the bag, and it's actually a Serrat. I'm not sure how you say his name. And I always thought at first that it was a Monet bag, but it's Serrat, so I call it Monet Serrat bag. And I'm using Miss Babs for this project. It's my Stormy Weather sweater project from the Fundamental Woman's Pullover pattern by Jen Hagen. And this is on, as Talia said, this is on Lovecrafts.
I feel like there's fiber floating all over the place.
So this is, you can see that I'm on the stocking section. I'm making progress. Whether I actually finish this will be anyone's guess. If I'm going to finish any sweater project, it's going to be one of hers because it's a fundamental pattern and it's just not that. I always feel like I'm. Look at this. Did I miss a stitch here?
What you did is you did a short row.
Are you serious?
It looks like you did a short row. Yeah, you did a short row.
Okay.
So you just need to take back this little bit to that point,
I'm
and
going
then
to do
you'll
it right now.
Here, let me take you back to there.
I just.
Yeah, that's what you did. You did a short row.
Because apparently I shouldn't be doing this right now.
It looks like you did it twice.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Apparently I don't have the brain power to do knitting.
How did you manage that?
I don't know. If you're asking me a question about knitting, I don't know. It's a really pretty sweater. It looks like this.
It just confuses me because you really... we need to get you to learn how to read your knitting so this doesn't happen.
I probably wasn't paying attention. Somebody was probably talking to me or something like
but
they do.
But it's stockinette.
I know. Doesn't matter. If you're talking to me, I'll get confused.
But it's stockinette.
Yes, I realize that. We established that it's stockinette.
Stockinette is like... It's stockinette.
Saying it's stockinette like 5,000 times doesn't change anything.
Did you have this in place for just counting purposes?
Yes.
Okay.
I think for the border or something. I don't know.
So let me quickly do my next one because my next one's really quick. Oof. In my Plover Bird sweater size Kissing Bunnies bag is a Knittables pattern called Knittables Nurse. This is the nurse dress for my Knittables bunny. So it's growing slowly but surely.
It looks so big for the bunny.
But it's a big bunny. And it's supposed to wrap around her.
Right, that's right. I get confused between the bunnies that you worked. The one that's color work it'd be too big for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the color of this.
Well, that is that, I want to say it's that...
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah.
What's it called?
Heartland.
Heartland. And I can't remember the name of this blue, but yes.
I think it's called Aegean or something.
It's really nice for this little nurse dress. And, yeah, it's actually, I don't know why I don't work on it more. It's simple stockinette. I think I tend to work on this if I really am completely brain dead, which is why this got worked on, because I had a bad week where I just couldn't focus. I had a couple bad weeks, but there we go.
All right, my next one is in my Silver Shed USA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle bag, and I'm not going to work on this because I don't want to mess it up right now. Okay, this is my Arwen's hooded cowl from the Thorin's hood cowl pattern. I do have a lot of
although you
details.
shouldn't be able to short row on that because that's in the round. If you manage that, you truly are talented.
I am talented. So this is the project. I did work a little on this.
I think what happens, Mom, you get confused about where your yarn is supposed to be.
I might.
when you...
But I have this marked for the front and the back, so I should be fine. I don't know why.
But the things you get confused about where your yarn is supposed to be, and you aren't paying attention to your markers, you might just think that you need to...
I don't know. I don't know. So this is what I'm working on right now. And it has grown. As you can see, it looks like the bottom of a skirt or something. I like the way this is.
Okay, maybe
out.
this one here is just a tension issue.
Yeah, there was one that we established that was a tension issue. So yeah, this is. I don't even know what I'm doing on this one. I don't know if I want.
Yeah, this one here is a really weird tension issue. Let me just see if I can.
This looks like it might be a pearl. I don't know what this is. I think this is a pearl section.
Oh no, it is a short row.
It is?
Or something.
I don't know.
You did something really super weird here.
That may end up being pulled out.
I don't know what you did there. It's like...
You may see that pulled out
I
next
have
time.
no idea how you did that. I think... No, I guess it is a short row. It is a short row.
I'm not a sweater person, apparently.
But this is not just, like, sweater stuff. This is simple knitting stuff.
Apparently I'm still knitting on this. It doesn't look like I'm knitting, so maybe... Oh, this way. That's what it is. Knitting. Yes, I'm going to see if I can do this without messing it up.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm just not getting enough sleep or what.
I would actually recommend, Mom, as much as you've messed this up with the multiple short rows, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to fix it where you're at. Actually, I think you did another one over here.
Well, I'll probably just take it out and do
Yeah,
something
just
else with
take it out because you have multiple short rows in here.
I will probably just...
I don't know
yarn and do
what
something
happened, was going on with your mind.
I have an idea of something I might want to do with that. So
Yeah, here's another short row. You have 3 short rows in a row.
how is that possible?
I have no idea. You have talent.
I do.
So don't knit on this anymore. Rip it out. Yeah. And you know I don't normally say that. Normally I'll try to fix it, but you don't have that much knitting
I think
here.
I'm going to probably not do knitted sweaters for the foreseeable future.
I just don't understand because this isn't a sweater issue. This is simple stockinette. You shouldn't have had any problems because you do stockinette all the time.
I don't know.
Actually, you do garden more than you do stockinette.
I do stockinette occasionally. I mean, I have some projects that have stockinette in it.
Yeah. But yeah, just...
Like this one has stockinette in it.
Yeah, I think what helps with that though is in the round.
Yeah.
There is no... You'd have to really mess up to do short rows on that.
Yeah.
So, yes. A+ for interest
I'm creative.
factor.
I am very creative.
That was special. I don't think I've ever seen someone do that. You're special.
I am special.
Okay, so in my Silver Shed USA books bag, these are the Sushi House socks for me. This is the Dance All Night socks pattern. I must have worked on this the first week that we didn't podcast.
Right. It's actually nice.
So this is a very nice contrast to the other pair that I have that's a lot darker and it's got purples and stuff in it. So, and this time, even if I think the skeins are the exact same color, I'm going to start a new skein with the second pair of socks. I don't end up getting a slightly different color along my foot. Because I don't always have the best...
Alternate skeins.
Yeah. No, heck no. That's too much effort.
She can't be bothered to alternate.
No, I can't be. I mean, that defeats the purpose of a nice quick part. I'm going to have to juggle multiple skeins of yarn for stupidity. I'll deal with slightly different pair of socks. Thank you
I
very
want
much.
you to know, all you people who alternate skeins, that I did not say it, she did.
I can't be bothered.
I can't be bothered with doing stuff like that.
It's too much effort for just color being more uniform.
All right, let me see what I got here.
When there's already variation in most colors anyway.
Take this here. Put R1 away. See if I actually finish some of these things.
Well, you got something off the needles. It kind of counts for you are along right now, right?
What's that?
The finish all the things.
I didn't finish it.
That's true, you didn't. That I guess
That
it's
would go ready, set,
January.
go. Yeah,
That's
January.
January where you rip.
What bag do I have this in? Oh, the Monet Sarah. Okay. All right. What on earth? Oh, okay.
What is your watch?
Because for some reason, I hit my steps sitting here. Okay.
That's hilarious.
All right. Let's see here. My next one is in my Silver Shed USA green Star Wars bag. And this is my Mad Hatter cowl. My Mad Hatter scarf cowl, whatever I decide it's going to be. And this is Miss Babs in the Mad Hatter colorway. Is my hook in here? Oh, there it is. See? There we go. Release the hook. There we go. It's grown a little bit. This is a fun project because, first of all, I like the pattern. But secondly, and that might be a bit of an understatement, secondly, it grows really quickly because you have such a large stitch.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of yarn because the stitch has multiple parts.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a skein of Miss Babs or something, you can do it with one skein. You might have to take two skeins if you want to do a skein that has, normal. You might not use the whole of the two skeins, but because I don't use all of Miss Babs for this.
Right.
But yeah, it's just, this is one of my favorite patterns for those of you who haven't been with us for a while. I must have done close to, I don't know, 30 of these. And it's my go-to when my hands allow me. I just sit here and I don't have to pay attention to it. If I mess up, I can fix it. It's just, it lends itself to multiple projects, from scarves to blankets to shawls to whatever. I've never tried with a shawl. I've done a stole. But I think I'd have to figure out the math logistics for something so that it works with the multiples for the pattern itself.
Right.
And I still have to figure out how to do that because math is not my friend all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's that.
Okay, so the next one is a new one. Wait. No, it's not. No, it's not. I lied.
Oh, you shouldn't fib.
The next one is in my Silver Shed USA Oops, It's a Bunny bag.
I don't have anything to drink because my water is in my other room.
And this is the project is Fetching the Sun. The pattern is Cauldron Owl Socks by Claire Ellen. And, just a little bit of work on this.
Very pretty. I love the cables on it.
Oh, I do too. And most of her patterns are this gorgeous. And this is a good one to start with because this is her only one that has the math in it already to make it a heavier sock. So you don't have to, adjust them. All of her rest of her ones are, every one of her other ones except for one pattern, Sasquatch socks. All the rest of them are fingering. Sasquatch is sport weight. That was the one she designed for her brother because he didn't want he didn't want the socks to be weird. He said they're gonna be normal, right?
Is this a kid?
No, it's a guy.
Oh, how funny. That makes me giggle.
He didn't want fancy socks.
Can't have fancy schmancy stuff.
So
It's not manly.
but that was that one, so it's your turn.
Okay, let me finish the stitch and I will be...
It was funny though reading Fellowship of the Rings where they're describing when they first see Caradhras. I guess must be the sunrise or sunset that's hitting the mountains, so the mountains look red when they first see them. Mm-hmm. And I hadn't registered that because it's been a while since I read the books. I was like, oh, well, how about that? It actually works for my socks then.
Okay, that goes in there. Let's see what we have here. That is the Mad Hatter. To wish to go a mad things. Okay, in my Silver Shed USA blue Page and Faces bag is by special request shawl from the scrap pattern by Anastasia Zattel, scrap shawl pattern. This is for Talia. Did some work on this. Where's my hook? There's my hook. Okay. Let's see.
You better make sure you put your hook where you can find it.
What's that?
Better make sure you put your hook where you can find it if you put it
Yeah, I
down.
got it in my hand. So here you can see the blue on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also getting quite large. You can see. I think it's almost caught up with mine. So
That'll be nice and comfy.
yeah, when I get to the point where I want to be with this blue, I'll put the gray in again, and then the blue, and then I'll go either back into this one, or I think it's this one I'm going to be going into. I don't think I have any of this.
Yeah, I don't
now.
think you have any more of that one. That
So
one's more
I'm gonna try to tie in the Madeline Tosh, because I have. You said you have another skein if I need it, right?
Yeah, I do.
So, yeah, and this is. This is another pattern that it's kind of a go-to. I've done not quite, maybe half a dozen of these, counting the ones I'm working on right now, and it's just a really nice kind of meditative project to work on. I just make sure I don't do a short row, and
You don't usually do that at crochet, right?
no, not usually. I've done it once or twice, but that's easy enough to fix, unless you have unforgivable yarn, in which case you just kind of pull your hair out or poke your eye out or something. Ty and I spent, when I first did my first sweater, and I was using the yarn that the designers, Shannon Mullet Bowlesby, had used. And
That would be your second one. I thought
no, the second one was Cascade. That's the one we didn't finish.
No, but you finished 2 sweaters.
That was not his.
I'm not saying it was his. I'm saying that.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't this one your
All right,
second sweater?
Okay, I've completely forgot about this. Anyway, whatever. My point is that the point is the yarn. That
You gotta be accurate.
The yarn that I was using was unforgettable. I think it was
Yeah, I
called.
think it's unforgettable.
And it was. I just call it unforgivable because I made a mistake, and I can do that in crochet, and usually I have no problem with it. We could not get the thing to release itself. I had to cut it to get my yarn back, and I won't use it anymore. It's beautiful. The colors are absolutely gorgeous, but I won't use that yarn unless they've changed it since then, which they may have,
Right.
in terms of ability to tink back. But I don't know where I was going with that now. But okay.
You were just saying how if you make short rows, it's easier
right.
to pick back for a crochet.
Right, so you could just tink it back, and that's not an issue with this. I just I'm careful, and if I do make a mistake, I'll tink back and fix it. That's what I like about crochet. I can do that.
Alrighty, my turn. So this one is a new one in my Ploverbird mini tie bag.
Multiple tie-dye bag.
Multiple tie. This is
Is that the bigger in the inside bag?
no. Thorn's hooded cowl. This I call this Laura's cowl because it's for crocheting Hoopian.
Right. Oh, she'll be ecstatic.
Because she has asked me to make her one of these. It's all curling on itself.
That's gonna be a nice heavy one.
Well, that's why I like this is. You can tell this is a pattern that was written for a heavier weight because it's really coming into its own with this one. This is actually a worsted. You don't have any of that see-through quality.
Right. And it feels even more substantial than mine.
Yes.
Mine's a DK.
Whereas the other one I'm working on almost feels I'm not a huge fan of super airy. This weight I absolutely love with this pattern. I think it's going to be very nice. And I'm doing version 3, which tends to knit up a lot faster for whatever reason. Not only because of stitch count or row count, but because it just I think there's more changes or something for variation. I don't know. But yeah, this actually got a decent amount of work done. I think this is all over. I started this on Sunday or Monday. So
Well, that's a lot of progress. I'm sorry, guys. I have allergies working right now, so it's settling in my throat.
fun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. Let's see what I have next. Okay. My next project, because we had a little more time, otherwise we wouldn't have had this many projects.
Yeah.
You guys probably have to do this in pieces if you don't get bored with us. Oh, what's this?
What's what? I'm sorry, guys.
What on earth?
What are you?
I think I put this in the wrong bag. That's what
Oh.
it is. Yeah, it got caught in my.
Oh.
Okay. What happened is, I I was trying to follow my yarn.
Oh, did you throw
project.
the one you're tearing out?
Right,
Yeah.
it got caught in the Mad Hatter.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, that goes there. Let's see here. A special request. Okay. Now, the next one I have is my Mint Surprise Baby Blanket from the Cerebell Scarf pattern by Sarah Sweethearts. And this is in my... what bag do I have it in? Emma Owl bag. This is my Emma Owl bag. Now, Emma said she did not make this bag, but she did give it to me. And I love it very much. Okay? So this has my mint blanket. I did work on this a little bit. Whoops. It's a bunny.
He is.
I don't have anything to drink, so I'm not going to have anything to drink. Okay. And this little skein is getting smaller.
As it does, as you knit.
Well, I'm not knitting with this. As I crochet with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this with one skein or not.
Do you have another one?
I do. It's over there somewhere. I don't see it, but I know I have another one. If not, I may have to get creative and maybe put a border on it or something, and that'll be pretty too. You know, like a cream or something.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I have it. Let me just find where I'm at. So this is what I was telling you guys about the Cerebell, all right? This is the same thing I'm doing the Mad Hatter in. And look how pretty that is for a blanket. I mean, it's just...
It's amazing how much it changes with just the change in yarn.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it looks like it kind of reminds me of an old-fashioned blanket. And, you know, my husband said, little baby's going to get her fingers caught in there. I'm like, well, it's a big enough hole. She can get it out, okay?
Yeah.
You know, so... And like I said, there are several people in our church who are pregnant. So this will be a nice little gift for one of them. And I have another skein. And it's not like I can't make up more skeins if I want to.
Right.
So, yeah. I like making baby blankets. They're kind of my happy place, you know.
Good. Okay, so it's my turn.
I guess I should qualify that to be crocheted baby blankets.
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
Because knitted ones are not.
They don't go as fast.
Okay, so in my Plover Bird Birds on a Wire bag, this one I started today.
Oh, okay.
These are the
right.
Manly Shorty socks. The Not Just Boring Boot Socks pattern by Corinne Walcher. And this was started out of a need to have a Christmas present for my dad. So this is yarn that Mom gave me from Stash because I don't have a lot of manly colors in DK that are not somehow patterned. And he doesn't really like yarn that's variegated. So this is hand dyed by Alpatient Sock Company, and it's 100% superwash merino DK.
And I've had that in Stash for years and years and years.
So because he likes shorty ones, this will be just fine. And he doesn't have a particularly long foot. So he will be perfectly fine with that skinny yarn. Actually, I'm about half an inch away from being able to start his heel flap. Because I'm basing it off of what he likes about the last pair of socks I knit him.
And he wears them a lot.
And since he wears them a lot, that's why I'm casting on another one. At first, he wasn't wearing them, so I was hesitant to make him a pair again. Since I know he wears them, he's getting another pair. It's an easy Christmas gift.
Yeah. And he appreciates things that are handmade.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
So,
My turn?
yep, because that's all my projects.
Oh, okay. I wonder if I have any projects. I guess I have another bag here, so let's see what we get here. Where's my little marker? There it is. Alrighty then.
I am so sorry, guys.
I'm getting a Sleepy Talia show. Haven't had one of those in a while. Allison will be happy.
Although true sleepy tell you actually falling asleep.
Yeah, I don't like those because then I have to carry the program and I don't want to.
You haven't had that in many long time.
Since surgery, for the most part. Okay, let's see here. Do I have another project? Let's see.
And sorry, I'm
right.
so breathing to my nose is an issue.
Actually, I have to wait till Frog for this.
Okay, well, Frog now.
Okay. In my Turbo Knitter yellow Mickey Mouse mini bag is my O Druid sweater. I pulled it out. It just, I didn't see the point in continuing. It wasn't getting any work. This is beautiful yarn. I want the sweater, but I'm not going to do it. So it's in here. It's just yarn. See? Yarn.
And it'll be started as soon as I finish the other sweater.
But you're not getting my needles.
No.
Okay.
I'll use the needles I actually have my sweater on.
Right.
Because, you know, why...
Which is kind of sad that I had to do this, but I just really didn't feel like I was going to do it.
And it just didn't make much sense if she actually wanted the sweater
What is this?
for her not to be able to get it.
I thought I put this on here. I worked on this.
What is it?
This, okay, I might have to show this. I thought I took it, I thought I had another project. Okay. This is my...
So I went twice for nothing. Darling.
This is my jelly roll. And tell you what I ended up doing was just taking it out and starting over.
Oh. Well,
And that's okay.
but I fixed it.
There was a line across, like a thread that was across, and I tinked back without any problem. But the more I tinked back, there was these lines, like somehow either I'd picked up a yarn or I don't know what happened.
I wish you'd show me. I might be able to tell you.
It was like this, and I didn't feel like pestering you about it. And I wasn't really happy with the way the fabric was completely.
Okay.
So I did all this yesterday. I mean, I took it out.
It works up quickly.
It works up really fast. So I'm not, and it kind of bodes well that if it had been a normal square, I would have just said, I'm not doing it.
Right.
But I did put it right back on.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, you know, I did all of this. It's about what?
It's about a square.
About 6 inches, 7 inches maybe.
Oh, I
7.
don't think it's 7.
It's about 6 inches, because, well, maybe 4 inches.
I was going to say, it looks more like 4 to me.
Yeah, maybe 4 inches. Maybe 4 inches. It's about 4 to 6 inches. And I pulled it out at the day that you helped me with it. I pulled it out. So maybe it was Sunday I pulled it out. And I worked on it only Sunday. So this is how much I did that one sitting. Because what happened with this was I forgot that for the first part of it, the first stripe or whatever you want to call this, it's just knitting. And so because I'm working 2 different patterns of K's that they're similar, I got mixed up with the edges. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I'm just going to restart it.
Right.
And I'll be happier with it. And I am happier with it. Because I can't, sometimes I have a perfectionist streak. And because my knitting, I can't do a lot yet because I get frustrated with fixing it.
Yeah.
So the simple things, I know they're simple. I want them to look good.
Right.
Because I can do simple things. And so I want it to look like I can do it. I don't want it to look like somebody who just,
I'm laughing. I'm like, presumably you can do simple things. The fundamental woman's sweater thinks differently.
But that's stockinette. This is just garter.
Yes.
So that's what I mean. It's just very, very basic. There's no reason for me to mess that up. So, yeah, that takes care of that.
Okay. So then, do you have any FOs?
I don't.
I do. So, down goes the bag. Okay.
You can have this, Talia. I don't know if you can use it.
I'm going to be just doing the same size I did for myself because I think that'd be the most comfortable for you. I'll just base the sleeves. I'll take a look at the other sleeve size for you. Although you tend to like the sleeves a bit longer anyway.
I do.
So we can basically wear the same sweater size, especially since that's not really supposed to close that much. Yours will just close a little bit more.
Right. This is my regular gray, right? Yeah, the blue gray.
You're asking me with my green glasses.
The regular gray, the blue gray, I think is in my R1.
I think you're right. Yeah, because we were talking about how it matched Liv Tyler's eyes.
Right.
So this is the Oaken's Winter Stock is the project name. The pattern is the Bargello Hat by K.F. Jones. And yeah, this got finished.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
And it is yours.
Yay. Hats for me. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. It matches my... Okay, it needs to get cooler now. Ooh, I like that.
Okay, good.
Look at that. Isn't that pretty?
And of course, the little bit of color work that there is right around the ears.
Mm-hmm. I like this. It's pretty.
I think it matches pretty well the ear flap one I made you. I think the ear flap one I made you is also in those colors.
And because my ears get so cold, I take her hats and I layer them.
Yeah, she layers them. So she tends to wear the ear flap hats on the bottom and then a hat like that over that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I do have beads and string, but I didn't bring them with me. I had a couple orders I had to finish, and was working on a couple things to put up in the shop, but haven't taken pictures. So
Okay. I'm not gonna do that timeout. That doesn't matter.
do you have any yarn that you're keeping? Because there's shop yarn and there's
No yarn that I'm keeping.
okay. So that leads us on to shop then.
Okay. Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to?
Well, I don't have much to say because there's the Davina's Christmas stocking is being proofread because I haven't been able to get any testers.
Which I have to sit down and do.
Yeah.
Not test, proof.
And I think it's just that maybe it's been there's people have just too much going on. And I'm not just talking here, I'm also talking to the two Facebook groups I put it in.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just not attracting the attention that, to get the testers it needs. So it's going to be one that's released based on proofreading instead. And it'll be released, it might even get released a little bit earlier if
I can sit down and get it done.
yeah, because since I have no testers, there's no sense in, necessarily waiting till the week before Christmas. I can go to December 1st because I'm not trying to match anyone's schedule.
I think it's a really pretty pattern. I wish I had the skill and the desire to do that, because I would totally do it for you, but I just, and I'm not a good one to do test knitting anymore. I do tie us toys, but even that, I'm a what's it called, words, unofficial tester, because I generally finish them because she gives me enough time, but sometimes I don't think I tested the Palm Puppy.
No, you didn't.
I don't think you had any testers for it.
I might. Well, no, I don't think I did, because
I don't think you asked for them, because
it was a Patreon. It started off as a Patreon pattern, and it didn't make much sense to me to have a Patreon test it.
Right.
And then it also didn't make much sense for me to have someone not a Patreon test it, because
Right.
it was supposed to be special at that point.
Right. So that's why.
So that's why. Yeah.
So I have a pretty good record for doing her tests, but for her crochet. But I'm just not. I don't think I'm a good fit for a knitted test, even for something beginner, because I just get frustrated too easily. I do like to knit, and I do finish projects knitted, but when I can crochet, that's probably my preferred.
Right.
Just to get that done.
What?
I don't want to lose that yarn. Okay, so now let me just talk about the shop a little bit, since you are...
Yeah, because that's all I have for shop.
Okay, for shop. This is technically acquisitions, but it is shop acquisitions, so I'm going to go ahead and mention that really quick.
Right.
This is going to be helping me to do the stuff for the PHN Podiversary. So you don't get to see what's in there. I had this last podcast and I forgot to show it. I was supposed to do a study, kind of a Bible study kind of thing at our church on St. Teresa Lisieux, and then COVID started going up again, so I decided not to. And so I wasn't going to get the book. The church was offering it for 40% off, but I thought, okay, that should be for the people taking the class. When they put it out in the foyer of the church and said one per family, that opened it up, and I picked it up because St. Teresa is my patron saint, one of my patron saints. So it's the story of a soul. I have a copy I got for confirmation, and it's falling apart. So I wanted this new one, and my husband said I could go ahead and get it, so I did. That takes care of that. Now, I did want to talk with the acquisitions to the shop.
Do you have anything else? You stuff to show for the shop?
Yeah, I do have stuff for shop. I didn't do shop. I just did the acquisitions.
Yeah, but you said because we had to do the shop.
Yeah, the book was okay. I do have something for the shop. I think because I went acquisitions, I just went to the next.
Yeah, it
acquisition.
confused me a little bit, but
Right.
I'm also kind of tired, so I'm having trouble focusing.
Okay, I have 2 new colorways to show you, and I have started updating the shop. Okay, I'm updating a little at a time. I've done 2 updates already, and I'll continue until the yarn is all updated. And hopefully I will be able to continue doing that as I dye yarn. Now this one, I didn't write down my notes really well because this was going to be something else, and I didn't like the way it turned out, so I did a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and came up with the Shire. This is the Shire. It's a variant. I think I can do something similar, but right now I'm listing it as an OOAK in case I can't. So this is the Shire. It's really pretty. This is a DK. And it's got like shades of green, almost shades of yellow. It is a Tolkien reference. It will be eligible for Tea and Tails in January. Be really nice for a hat or a pair of mitts or a pair of socks that are shorty socks, DK weight. It's fairly soft. It'd be nice for a turtle shell.
I wasn't going to say it.
You know, it'd be really nice for a turtle shell. Tortoise Princess hair is over. You can say it.
Nope, can never say it.
So this is this one. It will be going up in the shop. It's up in the shop. This is up in the shop. I just have to make the ball band for it. So that one, I only have one of that one. The others, this is Magic Cauldron. And it's a nod toward fall and Halloween and fairy tales. This is black, kind of a gray black and neon green with pops of like reds and I think maybe blues. I don't know exactly what I put in here to speckle, but I think this will be really nice for like a Halloween pair of socks or mitts, or if you want to wear a hat like this. It reminds me of the stirring of the pot and what's bubbling inside of it. You don't quite know what's inside of it, So this is, I have 2 of these, and these are fingering sock, I believe. Let's see. Yeah. 70-25, 5 fine superwash merino wool, nylon, and stellina. So this is in my Stardust base, and it's called Magic Cauldron, and there's 2 of these. And that will be going up in the shop pretty quickly, if it's not already. I don't remember which one went up for the listing. This one might already be up as well. So that would be kind of a neat color to have for Halloween and for fall.
So is that everything for shop?
Yeah, except to say that I'm going to be working on the I have a special order I have to do, and I want to start working on, continue working on the yarn that goes into the Podiversary kits or bags, or what do you want to call it? It goes with the bag. So I have to work on that, and I'm hoping to get started on fall and Christmas colors. I probably will not be doing an Advent kit type of thing. There's too much going on in our house right now. But I might have a sock set here and there, or I might have a surprise, kind of a mystery Christmas kind of thing. I might do something like that. Something a little.
But she's not going to put too much pressure on herself.
Yeah, I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. Right now, there's just a lot going on, and I've been a little bit stressed. So I'm going to try to keep it so you guys get some neat stuff, but I don't stress myself out doing it. Okay, so that's all I have for this. Keep an eye on the shop. I have an update going on now for the next couple of days, several days maybe, and hopefully things will continue to just be put in as I dye up yarn.
Right.
Except for the skeins that go in the Podiversary thing, you're not going to see that till you get it.
Right.
Okay, and I really hope you like it. Okay, so that takes care of that. So we're going back to the acquisitions.
Okay, so
Which one do you want to do first?
maybe we do our togethers first?
Yeah, I think we should save the very, very special one for last.
Okay, so then maybe not do our togethers, just do our singles first.
Oh, we have 2 very, very special ones.
Yeah, I think we do.
Yes, we do. A certain person sent us certain things. Oh, assuming you're...
Okay, so
that should be the second to the last, probably.
let me put that one down here.
So we do this. I'm gonna do my adagio.
So I have some. This one I got for just price of shipping with points.
And this is adagio.
This is adagio. As you gather points, you can have the ability to pick up teas that are not on sale like are in limited edition. Like you can't actually purchase this one. You have to accumulate points to get this one. This is reindeer fuel. It is best with almond milk in it. It's a very strong tea.
Even I liked it with the almond milk without sugar.
And although I think maybe smidget sugar might be good too.
Maybe. But it was doable without it.
Yes. But for someone who has little sense of taste, like me, it might enhance the flavor a little bit more.
Well, I have a sweet tooth. For me to say that I can do it without the sugar is saying a lot.
Yeah, no, it is quite good. Particularly with the
What am I
almond.
hearing?
It's something like notifications you're getting. I don't know.
Okay.
So I did 8 ounces of double strong tea with reindeer fuel to 6 ounces of sweet vanilla almond milk.
And she's talking about the tea already brewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this came with one of my Adagio orders is Turmeric Bliss.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. It looks like it's going to be a very savory
That's my
tea. So I'm glad it's only
a little salt in
sample.
it.
Well, it's got apple pieces, orange, ginger, cinnamon, turmeric, rose hips, black peppercorn, mango pieces, natural orange flavor, marigold flowers, natural mango flavor. So it's an interesting
Fall. Sounds like
combination.
fall.
Yeah, I think it's because of the time of year that I got it.
Now, I also got some Adagio. I got Rubio's. I got Rubio's Vanilla Chai. And Rubio's Cinnamon Apple. And Chocolate Chai Puree, which I really, really like this tea. I remember I told you about it last time because I just love it. And then they sent me, for this, a sample of their community. It starts October 10th.
And it goes for a week.
It goes for a week, and it's in order in the box, so I don't want to... The first one I'm going to be tasting is called Night Eyes.
And which she can gain points to put towards eventually getting the community mug or stickers or whatever it is that she saves up her points for. And they tell you different things you need to do. One of the things, if you're on the community, you can, if you post a picture of that tea that day, you get like, I want to say it's like 5 points. You get quite a decent amount of points for that.
Do you have something else to do?
I can talk about this one.
'Cause I have to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll be right back.
So, one of the things that I've been waiting on that finally arrived is I got the Cimarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. And, this one's not the... Ooh, I have something in here. What's this? Oh, it just tells me the cover is different than what's shown in the picture. And just telling me how it's just got a little bit of normal wear. Which is fine. So it's got the soft feel that books do that when they've been a little bit used, but no writing in it, which is nice. This is a used version. And I'm thinking I'll be more likely to read it through having it physically in my hand versus on Kindle. And I'll just start it from the beginning again, but I'll wait till I finish reading The Lord of the Rings. Once I finish with The Lord of the Rings, then I will go ahead and jump into this. Since she's still gone, let me go into what I'm reading, so that way we don't run too long. So, I did finish a few books. I feel like showing that book kind of leads naturally into that. I finished reading Night Watch that I showed last time by Stephen Kendrick. That's the Father Brown meets Sherlock Holmes, an older Sherlock Holmes meeting a young Father Brown. I gave that 4.75 stars. It was a fun read, but not necessarily my go-to. But I did read through it pretty quickly. Read A Murder is Announced by Agatha Christie. 5 stars. As I began reading through it, I did start remembering vaguely how it ended because I had read this one before. Then for the first time, I think this might be the first time I've read this since I started reading Agatha Christie. I've read it one other time. This was the first book I read when I first read Agatha Christie almost 20 years ago. Actually, about 20 years ago. And that is Hercule Poirot's Christmas. This book is what kicked off my Agatha Christie when I was about 10. So 5 stars for that one. Absolutely that one. I just jumped into books. We could do the big stash enhancements afterwards.
Okay, I think that the mail came. Do you want me to check and see if the thing came in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please do. Thanks. So then, the next one that I finished was A Body in the Library by Agatha Christie. 4.5 stars. Again, it's good. Very enjoyable. What was fun about this one is she had a young child character telling the adults, Miss Marple and someone else, about how he really enjoyed reading murder mysteries and how he had murder mysteries. Let's slow down. How he really enjoyed reading murder mysteries and how he wrote to different authors who are murder mystery writers. And in this Agatha Christie novel, he mentioned that this character mentions that he wrote to Dorothy L. Sayers, Agatha Christie, a couple of other people who were famous during that time period. Dashiell Hammer? Is that a person? Anyway, he wrote to a bunch of these people and he got autographs back. So Agatha Christie exists within the Miss Marple world. Did it...
Right, but no.
Okay.
You have to get on their case.
Well, at this point, it's Adagio who will be taking care of it. Adagio is now contacting them, and
Right.
it's in their hands now.
Okay. Oh, boy.
FedEx lost one of my Adagio packages, and I had to put in a ticket for Adagio because FedEx is singularly unhelpful.
Now, I was going to do books as well, Ty, but I think I looked at the time, and it's after 12. So we're going to have to...
Yeah, I'm almost done with my books.
Yeah, not go fast, but my books are basically the same, so I'm not going to go into mine. She can finish hers, and then we'll go on to the...
Okay, still reading Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. Once I'm finished with the whole Lord of the Rings, I'll start Cimarillion again. Let's see... Oh, the other one I wanted to mention, I skipped over a couple that I've been reading for a while, but Eight Cousins. I started rereading that
Love
one.
Eight Cousins.
I'm on pause right now because I have to prep myself to be in the right mindset to read when she gets caught after doing the earrings. Because she gets embarrassed, and it's always hard for me to read when a character gets embarrassed. So, I had to wait till I'm in the right place neurologically. But yes, that's by Louisa May Alcott. And I'm mostly reading Eight Cousins as a lead into Rose and Bloom, which is my favorite one.
Yeah.
I like Rose and Bloom even better, much better than Little Women.
Well, I like the series, even though I love Little Women.
Yeah, I love these characters.
Fiber.
No, I keep feeling like I have fiber that's like attacking me.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay, so what's next?
Next would be Any Remaining Stash.
Oh, I was going to say that I'm starting my class. I told you about it's an online class, so I'm really excited about that. It's a Catholic class, so I'm looking forward to that. And, all right, so we said the stash enhancements. Okay, well, I did the tea. This was a surprise.
Okay, so not that one. This one first.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead.
So this one, we had already shown the little ones. The Good King Wenceslas. This is, now that we know we like it, we can get, and I am going to open this even though, actually if it's taped I won't, but no it's not.
It's a big gift for Grandma.
So this is a bigger tin. This has, trying to find the ounces on it. I can't remember how many ounces this is. But it
probably 4 ounces or something, maybe.
It says it on the site. They give you the option of the 3-ounce bag. This might be 8 ounces.
It might be.
And
or
then,
I bet it's 6.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Yeah.
And then they have these little tins.
So this, you can see Taya's picture on there again. We're not opening this because it's a gift for somebody.
But we plan on getting each of these tins ourselves and then filling it up with a 3-ounce one. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that was a big deal. And it came with their tea sugar.
Yeah, I mixed their tea sugar with my tea sugar. It was good.
Okay, could you tell the difference?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. So yeah, and oh yeah, this came with one of the orders. I think this one. It's the maple cream oolong. Mom and I decided this really wasn't our thing. Mm-hmm.
Even though it's really close to my maple chai.
Yeah, it's really funny. The amounts of different ingredients must be different than what's in your maple chai. because it's almost exactly the same in ingredients.
And I'm sad because Andy said that the one from Plum Deluxe was coming back in October and it's not there.
It almost tasted like a black tea,
Yeah.
but it was a very strong taste. Now, it got better as it sat, but we just decided it wasn't our thing.
I'm wondering if that'll taste good with almond milk.
It might taste good with almond milk. A lot of times they're a little bit more bitter, they do.
And I'm going to have to whine it out, Andy, a little bit and see if I misheard.
Yeah, whine at him. If he knows that he can get a sale, he might do something about it.
Well, because I was planning on picking up several to last me through till next,
Right.
winter. Okay. The big thing that we got,
Yes.
this was unexpected. Or at least it was for me.
Well, it was unexpected for me, too, up until the point that,
She told you, though.
Yeah, but it was, I told you almost as soon as I knew.
This was from Laura. Laura Concert Crocheting Julian.
Yes.
She spoiled us. So let's show you first this, which is...
And I'm taking one out of there because she said
Yeah,
good.
she said some of this is a prize. Okay, some of this is a prize. These are prizes, however, if you find anything you like, keep it. So one of these skeins, this pink one, is staying with Taya.
Yeah, so I'm taking it out now.
But, so you have 2 skeins of yarn that will be separate prizes, and there's a bag.
Actually, since I take mine out, you'll be able to show better because I think there's actually might be 2 bags.
No, I think there's just one.
What's that pink thing?
Oh, that might be another bag.
That's what I'm saying. If we take my yarn out, we'll be able to tell a
I'm
little
going to
bit.
have to ask her where she gets this, this wrap. Hold on.
Is it tape?
I think so.
Yeah, here it is. Here's the edge of the tape.
Yeah, here's
Easy
another
to follow it down here.
Oh, she got it way down there.
Yeah.
It's like packing tape.
It's just normal tape. It's just that finding the edge of it. There we go. Okay, maybe you're right. It's a little wider than I thought it is. Packing tape.
There we go.
Okay.
So,
So I want my skein out.
you just stand.
Oh, is it wrapped in something else?
Oh, it's not a bag.
Oh, is it wrapped
Okay,
around?
that's what it is. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, that's what it is.
It is a bag.
It is a bag. It's a huge bag. Okay.
There, this is mine. Okay, I think this is one bag. Okay, is this
Okay.
the way that the thing
So you
is?
got this beautiful, adorable little, not pelican, flamingo bag.
Oh, she puts the color, catcher
Yeah,
in
color
there.
catcher in there. I do that with some of mine that bleed. And then she's got these. So these will be 3 different prizes. We've got the bag. We've got this cute little set.
And it's called, I Put a Spell on You.
Oh, that's cute.
And the mini is Red Vines.
And then this one is
Shooting Stars.
Shooting Stars. So these are both fingering socks. So each one of these will be a prize for something.
And this one here that I stole is, it's from the second quarter mystery sock set. The colorway is Flamingling at the Pool.
Oh, that's funny.
And we've got the mini of Pinkalicious, but it looks like she put a yellow in there too.
Yep.
Because I don't think that the yellow was supposed to go with that. Otherwise, she would have put it there. So I think.
Yeah, I don't think they're supposed to go together, even though it does go together.
Yeah.
She said you could take what you wanted. So this is going to be a prize, and these 2 are going to be 2 different prizes as well. So thank you, Laura,
Thank
for
you
that.
so much,
Now,
yes.
But she didn't stop there.
No, she didn't.
No, she did not. Let me just put this in
put my
here.
flamingo
Because
over here.
I don't want these to get messed up.
I'm going to start unwrapping. Oh, that one unwrapped a lot easier.
Okay. She sent each of us something, plus a nice little letter.
Yes.
I'll show you the card. It's Brittany's card, but I'm not going to show you what's in it. Isn't that adorable? It's a very sweet card, but it's personal, so I'm going to keep it in here. Now, in here,
So mine was very easy to open. It's on the side. So you.
oh, right here. I found it.
Okay. Yeah, because it was quite easy to open. So I'm going to show first the one that we have, one of the first ones we have in common, which is
Okay.
the Knit Nerd.
Let me get that out. Yeah, there it is. I didn't know.
So here's the Knit Nerd.
Yay.
So yay. And then the next one, let's do the tea one.
Okay. Now she said that we could figure out which one gets which bag. Do you want this one? You want that one?
Whichever you want.
I kind of like this one.
Okay.
Okay.
So there we go. I think this one also, at first I thought there was a place to put 2 different yarns, but it's not. So yes, there we go.
Oh,
this is really
look.
cute. Oh, that's cute. Well, I am going to take the
Yeah, you take
VPN
that.
holder
Well, make sure there's
because
not one in there.
I don't think there is. I was feeling around in here.
Okay, that's fine.
I think she probably put it in there because that was originally mine.
Right. Well, you can have it.
No. It's over here. It's here. It's fine.
I mean, because I do the crochet. Do you think that will fit crochet better? No, probably not, huh? What do you think?
I don't know that it'll make a difference.
Okay.
Now, I do tend to destroy these ties,
All right, here, you take
which is
this.
the only thing I'm concerned about, is I'm kind of destructive.
That's fine.
Because I actually have almost destroyed my bunny one for that.
Did you take the thing? Okay, good.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so this is...
That's my only concern, is for the ones that have ties like this, I don't know what I do to bags. I'm just so rough on them.
You throw them.
It's not just, I don't know, I wonder if maybe I it gets caught on the rollator or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at my poor little, this one, I lost the two cute bunny ends, and this keeps coming untied, so.
Okay, why don't you show the other bag, because I don't have that one.
Okay, so this one.
Oh, that's cute.
Aww. I didn't see that.
Isn't that adorable?
Look at the little bunny.
Isn't that cute?
I had to make sure he doesn't fall off.
Isn't that special?
He is so precious.
And that'll fit your socks easily.
Yes, it will.
Oh, isn't that cute?
And look at it's Adelaide Cottage. They are so precious. These bunnies are so cute. This one's dancing.
Yeah.
These two are just being precious. These little duggies.
Isn't that precious? Aw.
Oh, they are the cute. Look, he's like having a meeting or something.
Call the order.
The bunnies are doing.
The Easter basket. I thought this might be an Easter bag.
Look, he's looking at the fountain. I mean, they're
it's adorable.
This is the most precious bag
That's adorable.
ever.
So cute.
And it's got yellow on the inside. I know the person who made it probably intended for Easter, but because I'm a bunny person, it's like all time bunny.
Every time it's Easter.
It is the most precious bag ever.
Okay, what do you want to show next? Yarn or bag?
Oh, Mom, take a look at one of these. There's an owl teapot on there. Oh,
There's an owl teapot.
because I saw the cat head one, and then there's the owl one, and there's an elephant one.
Elephants and owls, and
There's a couple elephants.
these are cute.
These are cute.
I love these. A couple of kitty cat ones. Oh, just one kitty cat. There's the owl down here. You can see it better down here.
Yeah.
See. Oops. There you go. Okay. Now what's the next
So
one?
next, let's do our maybe the yarn, and then we'll do the big.
Yeah. Okay. So we each got yarn.
I've got pink granulate. Mom's got
This one is.
I think you got DK.
Yes. This one's a D. No, this one's a.
Let me see.
I'm not sure if it's worse than a DK.
Mystery sock set.
This one's DK.
$2.75.
I like this. What color is this, Laura? This is called Neon Ring Pop. Isn't that great? Neon Ring Pop.
You'll have to ask Laura what this is, because it's definitely a heavier weight.
Well,
But I can't tell it doesn't say on there what the weight is.
first quarter mystery sock set. It's probably a DK.
Yeah.
Or it might be a sport.
I would say DK. Because look at it compared to this one.
It might be a long DK.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
You have to ask her.
usually DKs are not 275 yards. That's usually sport.
Yeah.
So, but this is, I love this. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
So you have to ask her what that is.
And the mini is, it's a 10 gram mini, I think. Yeah, 40 yards, 10 gram mini. No, 20 gram mini. Oh, that's awesome. 20 gram mini and a DK weight. Yes, see, this is,
Is it similar yardage?
see, I'm trying to see.
Well, that's a mini.
Right, I was trying to see if it said what it was. This is either a sport or a DK. I'm not sure
Yeah.
which. She generally does DK, though, so I'm thinking it's a DK. And this is DK, 'cause she knows I like DK. So this is beautiful. Absolutely. Oh, they kind of go together. Kind of. Maybe. I don't know. I will find something.
Mine don't go together, but they're supposed to be socks anyway.
Yeah,
So
this one's supposed to be socks.
This one's Ew Boogie.
You boogie? Or buggy?
Boogie.
Oh, boogie. Okay. Isn't that cute?
So that's really pretty. Actually, if I had remembered this one. Dad, well, no, I didn't want to make Dad's out of fingering weight. I wanted it a heavier weight.
Yeah.
But this is a very nice manly color. This will actually be saved probably for one of my Lord of the Rings
Yes.
cabled
I
socks.
was thinking Aragorn.
Well, I have a gray for Aragorn.
Or maybe Legolas.
It could be Legolas. Could be Sam.
Mm-hmm.
I do have Faramir's. So I'll think
Could
about
be
it.
Arwen's.
Could be. So we'll see what this ends up. This is going to end up one of those cable ones, though. And this is a Teeny Button Studio Harry Potter Yarn Club. That makes sense. This color looks like that. This is Shimmer Sock, fingering weights. Must be a Weasley. The Weasley family, they're all redheads.
Okay. That's fun.
And they're all, like, super poor.
I love this. These are Laura's yarns.
And this is totally my
love
color.
it.
You got green pops, you got oranges, you got little different pops of everything, and then you've got this orangey red.
Beautiful.
I guess you could say an auburn. Mini skein.
Ginger.
A ginger, yeah.
Ginger. So these are gorgeous, but that's not yet. That's not it.
Oh, feel her yarn here. This is so soft.
Oh, it is soft.
Because even in comparison to this one, which is also soft, it's just not as soft as hers.
Yeah, mine is soft too.
So Lollipop Girl yarn has a really soft yarn.
Yeah. She doesn't have what it is. Oh, yeah, she does. Yeah, this is very nice and soft. That's really... Laura, you got some really nice depth of color in this. I really like this. It's pretty.
So there we go. Oh, and she tells in her little card, like, which color matches each member of the family. They represent them in their own speckled color. There's a bunch of kids in there. Ginny is fiery red. Ron is maroon. Ron hates maroon. His mom, every time she makes him a sweater, because the kids have a color that she makes for them for their sweaters every year, Ron's is maroon, and he gets it every single year. So Ron's is maroon. Fred is bright purple. Fred and George are twins. George is vibrant orange. Percy's stately navy blue. Bill's sandy brown. Charlie's dragon. There's a big family. Dragon scale green. Molly, the mom, is bright magenta. Arthur's calming olive green. And I actually, for all those colors, it actually doesn't look muddy.
No, not at all.
Like, you would think with all those colors in
Well,
there, you'd be like, how would that work?
She's smart. She only has pops here and there.
Yeah.
She doesn't have it, like...
Close to each other.
Yeah.
Because you read all those colors and you're like, those don't go together.
Mm-hmm.
But she did a good job with that. Especially considering the fact that she had to do such a big family and she chose to represent each family member with a color. I'm not sure I would have been that brave, even though I don't dye yarn, you know.
That's well done, Laura. Absolutely
Well, this
beautiful.
one's not Laura. This one is Teeny Button Studio.
Oh, well, I think Laura could have done
This is Laura. And this is gorgeous.
I think this one...
Well, don't touch my yarn.
I want it.
You're not going to knit with it.
I want it. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's going to be one of the Lord of the Rings ones.
Yes, that's beautiful.
As soon as I look at it, I'm like, oh, yeah. And this also has, you can see a little bit of purple in there.
Yeah,
a little
she
green.
did an excellent job.
She did
on
an
that.
excellent job. And this is gorgeous. So
Okay.
the final,
A big thing.
I'm really wanting to see how big this is.
Yeah, she said it's huge.
It looks like it would be.
Oh
my gosh!
Knit Nerd PHN. Look at this. It's got Knit Nerd on the back.
That is
Oh,
amazing.
I love it. Isn't that awesome?
So, mine has knitting needles and my yarn's in the shape of a heart.
And my yarn is also on the shape of the heart. Our favorite colors on there.
Yes.
My name on there. And it's blue because it's my favorite color. And the PHN. Hashtag PHN.
That is amazing.
And on the back is Knit Nerd. And she did this stuff.
This is great.
I love it.
So it's a nice size canvas bag, the kind where you throw all your
Everything
projects
else in.
in,
Yes.
and like when you go in the doctor's office or something.
Yep. Oh, this is awesome. Laura, I love this.
Wow, this is
Absolutely
really
spoiled
great.
us. Isn't this amazing?
Thank you.
Wow.
So, and you can tell how much thought went into it.
Yes, very
Um,
much.
So, very awesome.
And I've got, I don't know if that's one hook or a,
Well, that's just the Knit Nerd.
no. Oh, there's two of them. Okay.
Yeah,
there's
this
two.
is just the knit, because you could see that with the other one, the Knit Nerd.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Okay.
I think it's just.
I just couldn't see the other
'Cause
one
I'm-
because I had my hand over it.
I'm not sure if because I know there's a Knit Nerd podcast. I'm not sure if it's referencing her or if she's just saying that we're Knit Nerds.
I don't know.
But you can see. That's fun.
I absolutely love this.
And it makes me incredibly happy.
Because we didn't open up the bag, this plastic bag, because we wanted to open it on the podcast. So we didn't see the PHN or anything. We just saw.
We could tell that there was
this.
our name and it had the
yarn and the hook.
Yeah. We couldn't tell there was a heart shape.
Yeah,
So
this is
very
awesome.
nice.
Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you.
Well, it's rotten.
Because that is definitely a personalized bag.
It is. I'm going to put this in here so it doesn't get dirty. Because I thought about taking it with me to the hairdresser, but I don't want to get it, maybe get dye on it or something. Not that I'm going to be getting my hair.
You're not getting your hair dyed.
I don't care. I'm not risking it. I'm going to put this in this. You know, this and that. I can put my blanket in there or something that requires more yarn.
Yes.
I think I'm going to put the Palm Puppy in here.
Well, I know I have one of the newer projects that I wanted to throw into one of these bags. I just needed to have a placeholder. I think it was Laura's towel and Dad's socks. Ouch. My shoulder did not like that movement.
Okay, and we better stop this because we're over 2 hours.
Well, we knew that would happen today.
Yeah, because we had some, it's almost like a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what it is, Christmas. With all the stuff we got. Laura, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
your
so
thoughtfulness. We really appreciate that. Okay.
I like the long length of this because it makes me think of Christmas stockings.
Right.
It makes me think very similar to my Christmas stocking.
Now, be careful with the zipper.
I tend to lose these too.
Yeah.
I have multiple bags where I've lost these pulls. This is Knit for Brains.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I am very super destructive with bags. I don't know how these plover bird. Oh, because the plover bird has this, so it stops me from.
Right.
I'm not pulling on the knot itself.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why my plover birds are not absolutely destroyed.
So we want to thank Laura very, very much. And for whatever else we might have wanted to say, we're going to have to leave it for next week because no life stuff, even though we have a fair amount of life stuff, we'll have to talk about it elsewhere because Ty has a hair appointment. We have to eat lunch and all that kind of stuff. And this is a 2-hour podcast already. And you guys are probably saying, okay, we're done.
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
So we want to wish you all a very blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, whatever it is that makes your heart happy. We hope to see you here next week for the fun in the Woman Cave. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 473. And that's a wrap.
Bye.